This is Santoria. The IP is on screen and in the description. The IP is on screen and in the description.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Hello? Anybody there? Today, I decided to join JJK's public server, SANTORIA. Being a total noob to SMP servers, SANTORIA showed me a whole new world, from various nations, statues and structures, to even an assassin's guild. Yeah, I stumbled upon an assassin's guild, but all I found was some furless sheeps. Anyways, this was a very interesting experience, and of course I got murdered as well. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss this story. My journey started with... No. It started with meeting this guy right here. Let me give you an intro before we dive into this. So, basically when you join the server, you get invited to different nations. I was a little lost with all the messages and invites, but then eventually I decided to join the first nation that I was invited to. Lovelex picked me up from the spawn and asked me to follow him through the portal to the mid. From there, it was a long journey through the water to reach the destination. We passed through different landscapes and nations, which was endless and endless, but nonetheless beautiful. Along the way, Lovelex introduced me to the nation that I will be joining, which was Nagrunda, a land of African heritage. Nagrunda is a newly formed region and was located among luscious jungle trees, bamboos, and a perennial river. Since it was a new region, the civilization was still growing. More and more people were showing interest on the green land, which was well hidden beneath the canopy but still good for trading due to the river. Lovelex was the Duke of Nagrunda, and he took it upon himself to show me around the place. He explained that I could donate or pick up stuffs from the public chest, which I read as Pablo for some reason. Pablo's chest?
Huh?
Okay. Moving on, he then allocated a section of the land where I could build my house and gave me a bed, a crafting table and a furnace. Now it was time for me to get supplies. The entire land was built with wood and bamboo blocks. I wanted to stick to the same theme, so I rushed through to collect wood and bamboo. That's the good man he was. Lovelex gave me more building supplies to kickstart my building, but I still continued collecting wood because I felt bad. Those are probably for public buildings, and I did not want to be a further nuisance to him. This is when I realized that I was chopping with wooden tools, which was making this whole process slow as whoa. So I went mining, came back, made a chest, filled them with my stuffs, and went back mining. It was officially time for me to get hustling. I'm not a very good architect, so I decided to jump into Pinterest for inspos. And this guy appeared in my feed. I really liked his symbol design. I quickly headed to my plot so that I can get started, only to find that someone else had already begun building there. That is when it dawned upon me. The bed and stuffs that I got, or I thought I got from Lovelex yesterday, were not mine to begin with. Oh god. I hope he never comes to know that I was jumping on his bed so that I could go to sleep yesterday. Anyways, I did a quick inspection of my plot and got to work. Check out Enchanted Architecture's video if you want a quick tutorial, because my building process was far from quick. I started by making the base and then I realized that I was supposed to use stone, so I broke them and then I made it with stone. As you can see, I started my building procedure by making mistakes. So this journey is a huge procedure of making mistakes, demolishing it, building it back again, making mistakes again, demolishing it again, building it back again. Sometimes we forget that life is exactly the same. It's not just Minecraft or any other games. It's simply the way of life. These games teach you that it's okay to take a step back in life to make something much more beautiful. Anyways, Anyways, it had started raining, so I had to quickly place some torches so I don't get ambushed by some mobs. Then I quickly made the floor, base, whatever you call it. When I'm keenly doing something, I forget my hunger. I completely forget about my health. So I did not want to risk it here, so I quickly ran to the wheat farm and got some bread and wheat and seeds. Then I quickly proceeded to make a very inefficient wheat farm. As you can see, it is very inefficient. I don't know why I did that, but sometimes when you're tired, you don't really think what you're doing. You just see what you need and you just, whatever. I quickly made the stairs and then excavated a bit more land. I quickly finished the floor and then placed around 3 fences. As I told you, this is a very slow process. You gotta trust in me, okay? I know you probably don't know me much to trust me, but sometimes you just have to take the risk, alright? And yes, I was quickly getting out of wood, so I had to make a quick journey to the jungle to get some more wood. It was also time for me to realize that I made a mistake when I was making the calculations. There we go. I think I should just stop yapping now, so you can just enjoy the mistakes I make. Alright, time for wiki cause I got chased by a drone. Anyways, if you're wondering what music I'm using here, I was using the software called Udio, which is like an AI music making software. It's pretty cool. You should check it out sometime. The next day was one of my happiest days because I got to meet new people. When I joined, there were more houses, more torches, more people. It was like a dream come true. I don't have to be alone anymore and I could ask for help if I wanted help. And there he is. The first person I met is Polar and he just came in, like rushed in, gave me 1 carrot. Let me remind you, 1 carrot. We greeted each other and he left, just like that. She was a fairy. We shouldn't forget what we were supposed to do. So I added some windows and a door. Yeah. As I was returning from a mining trip, Ladlex called upon me to show me another plot of land and started allocating it for me. He hadn't realized that I had built a house already, so I quickly took him over to my house to show it to him. Then I added a few more tweaks to my house by adding fences and glowberries between the walls. It was time for another mining trip because I wanted iron. So I quickly jumped down to get some iron. And boy, I got lost. As I was finally digging up to the surface, I mined into someone's house. More specifically to a section where they had kept some secret chest. I quickly placed the bricks and rushed out of the house because I never want him to know that I know where his secret stash is. The next evening, as I was working on my furnace, I saw another new resident. He was sleepy and he was working on his stock. His name is Sleepy. Not that he's sleepy. Or maybe he was. I don't know. Maybe we should ask him. I smiled at myself seeing more people. So I seeked him out and gave him a few glowberries as a greeting gift. In retrospective, it definitely wasn't a very good choice of gift. Well, anyways, I quickly made some lanterns and placed them around my house. I used my iron to make lanterns and not armor. And for some unknown reason, I seeked out Sleepy again and gave him some amethyst. He must have wondered what kind of lunatic I was. Oh, good. As I returned from the amethyst strip, I saw how the drip leaves I had placed bent under my sheer weight. Though not very grand, I stayed there for a few more seconds marveling at the minute Minecraft wonders. I then placed chests around the house to add more storage and personality. After a few minutes, I met Sleepy again and he proceeded to drop me random items like spider's eye and sand. I stared at his retreating figure in complete confusion. Did he mean that my gift had only this much value to him? Or was he just getting rid of these items when I was standing there like a zombie? We will never know. Well, finally, I decided to armor up like a totally broke Iron Man. Polar then came up to me asking for help with his roof. I followed him and all I did was cheer even as he fell down. See, before you judge me, he said he did not need help then, okay? So I gave him some materials that might help him with his building process. In return, he gave me some bone meals, which would be used for my glowberries. I ended that night by giving him the rest of my iron. As I logged in the next day, even more houses had been built. I looked around my neighborhood, checking how quickly everything was changing around me. This is when a new town officer, Kogi, charged towards me to hand me 1 diamond. I must have looked really shabby. Lol. I was making my tree logs naked when Pola came up to me and handed me over some baked potatoes. He gave some to Kogi as well. I think he was just feeling very generous that day. Who knows? After a while, Kogi, along with Pola, visited my house to see my progress. As to hang around my house, I put up a sign to name my space. Only one thing remained now, a bed to nuzzle in. I had no wool with me, so Pola took me to the public chest on a board. Anyways, I could only find blue wool inside it. So in my brain, it was time to find sheeps.
Am I a joke to you?
Yes, I know. There were sheeps right before me, but for some reason, I was totally blind to them. So what did I do? I took my board and went on a hunt for sheeps. Far, far away from my land. And what happened? I got lost. No, this is nothing new to us. I'm just really bad with Minecraft directions. But this gave me an opportunity to see much more of Santoria, so I was happy. I always wanted a dog, so I tried getting one by giving him the remaining bones Polar had given me the last day. But then I accidentally hit him and it was time for me to run. And what happened? I got even more lost. I was literally circling around the same spots again and again. The moment I found my bearings, I found the Assassin's Guild. Ladies and gentlemen, the Assassin's Guild. Remember? I took this entire trip to find some white sheeps, and I finally found them. At the Assassin's Guild, of course, but just very naked. I eventually found sheep as I ventured back home, but by the time I got back home, it was almost the next morning. Note that the time in Santoria moves much slower than the default Minecraft time settings. I did not waste time. I right away began building my bed and its frame. In life, we often overlook the simplest things that hold the most significance. A bed is just that, a place of rest, a symbol of comfort, and a sanctuary where dreams are born. As I built my bed, I thought about how it represents more than just a piece of furniture. It's a reminder that rest is essential, that even in the endless hustle of gathering, mining, and crafting, we all need a place to pause. There is currency in this world, which helps in trades and nation building. I only had like 200, which puts me in the lowest position of the food chain. So I decided to head out to Spawn so that I can check out some of the stationed merchants. But then I got sidetracked by Sniff, who just sniffs. This is when a random player called Mr. Cotton messaged me asking if I wanted to see his base. See, I am a wannabe content creator, so I obviously said yes. Following Cotton was literally pain. Jumping through portals to eventually climbing down a spiral staircase. He jumped down to a puddle, which I didn't see. But I am no PvP player, so I stick on climbing down. The journey to his base was suspicious as fuck. But my parents told me to see the silver lining, and I'm a very good daughter, you see. Anyways, he took me to this very interesting tunnel and started attacking me. You might be wondering why I wasn't hitting him back, like I lost my senses. But I had lost my senses. Yes, I was in complete shock. It's not because I have no skills. Well, I spawned back on my bed even poorer. My Iron Man suit was gone, and I also lost a heart. See, you only have like 3 hearts in the server. Now you might be wondering what will happen if you lose all 3 of them. The answer is I don't know, Sherlock. Maybe we should find out? I don't want to find out now. Nagarunda is a colony of Fishland, who just became an official nation. So we were all having celebrations at Fishland. The only issue is that it was quite far from where I lived. So what did I do? I took a boat and headed to Fishland. And what happened? I got lost. At this point, being lost is like my motto. But good man Lablex told me that he would come and pick me up just to wait. And wait is what I did, but I took shelter in a nearby tower because, trust me, PTSD sucks. After a while, I spotted him far away, so I joined him on his boat and we began the journey. He took me into another ice tunnel. For good reasons this time. These are ice highways built across the map for fast travel, even with junctions and signs. And finally, we were in Fishland. But trust me, the ice highway was quite trippy, yeah. The first thing we did was chuck some alcohol. And even more alcohol. Well, enjoy some moments of us just being drunk. After drunken shenanigans, I took the time to walk around Fishland. They had an amazing governing body and public spots, starting with a mall, which had food stores to a bookshop, and a very beautiful lake with boats and so on. It's just so beautiful and well maintained. Isn't it just amazing to see such buildings and projects built together as a community? Because this is what Minecraft is all about. You come together, you build beautiful, wonderful things and just look at them with awe because they are just like your babies. I'm pretty sure that the people of Fishland come here and think to themselves, oh my god, I did a very good job. Lovelex then promised me to show around the other colonies, but I just had to... I'm not really proud of this, but yeah. He came back all the way to my house to give me back my stuffs, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. He then walked around my house, looked around my house, and then perched on the window like a ninja, and I did tell him that. Anyways, I took this opportunity to show him around the land where more buildings had been built. He was quite proud of the growth and also with this little guy. I guess he's our new pet now. After the departure of Lavlax, our current Duke of Nagrunda, who is Technograb, asked me if I was free to sell some cookies for the nation building. And since I am a content creator, as I have mentioned before, I said yes. He took me all the way to the spawn to sell the cookies at the merchant there. With a few accidents. Well, I don't know. Again, I don't have words for myself. Anyways, moving on. One of our officers, Pot Janak, showed me where I should sell the cookies, and I'm also embarrassed to tell you that it took me quite some time to figure out how to sell the cookies to the merchant. See, I'm kind of new to these things, like that's the only difference I have for this. Anyways, Lana took me back to our home, and that is the end of the story. Nagaranda had gone from a few random buildings to a vast community with more growth and peace. This place looked nothing like the place I first joined, and I'm quite happy with my nation, even though I did basically nothing. Nevertheless, this journey taught me more about Minecraft and SMP servers. I'm also taking a moment to thank Ray himself for making this amazing server and Mr. Lovelax for being an absolute gem, even when I was running around like a headless chicken. There are many characters who popped in this video, and I'm really thankful to them as well, including Mr. Cotton because he did say sorry to me later. If you guys have reached this far, I just want to say a massive thank you because this had been a very difficult project for me and I had been running around like a headless chicken to figure out quite a few things. I'm also sure that you might have noticed that you cannot see my inventory box when you see things from my perspective. It's because I'm completely relying on the replay mode because my PC cannot handle all these modes and servers and worlds if I'm using OBS at the same time as Minecraft. Nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed my video and
like and subscribe, please.